this is, why this is happening. But even they could grow apart. Even they could feel like they're underappreciated. And I believe that's why some of us women divorce. And if you look at the statistics, you look at the surveys, women, we tell our stories. Unfortunately, I don't think enough men really hear it.
Finances are one of, is a big reason for why couples begin to have problems. But I want to bring it back to the panel. Queenie, I will start with you. Can you give us some reasons that you believe that that women either file for divorce or they terminate their relationship?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's a variety of reasons. Again, I believe we've been trending this way for a long time with the feminism movement. We've been liberated. We have, we're educated. We oftentimes Black women are above most Black men as it relates to education. And so our opportunities are there. And you're right, maybe we're not raised the same traditional way to think about finding that husband to care for us, because now we have the opportunity to care for ourselves, which is not all bad, right? It's not all bad. It's just really about finding balance, find the value in marriage. So if you don't find a value in marriage, then, you can make it single. You're fine. You can just, do your thing. But I think that some of us divorce. I'm divorced, and I think some of us divorce for a variety of reasons. And I said earlier, it's acceptable, and I have access to it, and I can afford to to go file for my divorce. But I also think behaviorally, and sociologically, we look at do we want to put up with whatever's going on in that marriage? Sometimes our children grow up and we realize that we don't even know our partner. I don't think women divorce because women just want to be divorced. I believe that there are actions within the marriage that we respond to. And it's unfortunate because sometimes.
See, this is frozen.
Yeah, we got a little freeze action going on.
Let me let her know.
I was trained to get it. They're not.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Froze for a moment.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
So just repeat what you said. The last 20 seconds of what you said.
I was just saying that I don't believe that. I don't want to put men against women. I don't believe that, I believe that women divorce based on some behaviors or something going on in the marriage, or a lack of something in that marriage. Lack of communication is one of the biggest pieces as to why our relationships end. So we know that has something to do with why divorce even happens. Understanding what's going on. I don't think men are necessarily as intuitive as women. So they don't always get it. They don't always see what's been going on, what's been progressing for the last 10 years. As our children are leaving the nest, and now you look at each other and you have no idea who the other person is. But I also think, with the exception of, there's mental health and there's all those crises that happen. Life happens. We grow apart. When we go back to the Anthony Anderson situation, there, as Ricardo said, like their issues probably weren't ours, right? Not ours, but their issues are big enough for divorce, right? Because they have everything, so we think, but if inside that marriage, commitment isn't there, respect isn't there, love isn't there, if there's infidelity there, this is, why this is happening. But even they could grow apart. Even they could feel like they're underappreciated. And I believe that's why some of us women divorce. And if you look at the statistics, you look at the surveys, women, we tell our stories. Unfortunately, I don't think enough men really hear it in the relationship before resentment sets in.
Before I go to Sweet Jones, I have to push back on that a little bit.
I get it.
I have to push back on that. I think, the problem is that so often, or a lot of women were raised to compete with men more so than they were to cooperate with men. And from the time they were young, they were told that you have to go out and get your education. You can't trust a man. You want to be prepared if a man leaves, that you're okay. And when you hear that, I mean, when you're taught that growing up, it penetrates your subconscious, and it could eventually become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it's very hard for a man to deal with a woman who has been indoctrinated and not trusting a man for 30 years. So I can be a perfect man, and the one time I make a mistake, all of that indoctrination comes in full effect. And to your point, when it comes to communicating, yes, it's true. Men and women communicate differently, but I would dare to say that most men feel like, hey, they tell a woman what's on their mind, and sometimes women expect the men to know what's on their mind, and so there's a gap in communication. And say for example, most men are blindsided by divorce. See, if a man is going to file for divorce, in most cases, his behavior shows it. It's coming. But with a woman, some guys think like, hey, I didn't know we had a problem. And I've worked with women who, they'll complain about their marriage. I'm like, well, does he know? So it's sad because all women, most of their girlfriends know that this divorce is impending before their husband ever knows. And so I just had to push back a little bit. Sweet Jones, I don't want to eat too much into your time.